Hey, welcome back to episode 28 of Random Ear Candy. I'm here with Sweet Pea
Hey y'all.
and Pop Tart.
What's up?
So, Chip is not with us today, and neither is French Fry, but we're going to try to live through this without them and see how it goes.
Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I think I got the music right this time. I haven't the past 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But
Yay.
it's time for this day in history. So, today in history. Oh wait, are we supposed to do the day we're recording this, or the day this will release?
The day it's going to release.
Oh, okay. So wait, what day will that be? The 28th? No, 27th.
Yeah, the 27th.
Okay, wait. This day. Yeah, I'm basically just doing what y'all could do. Y'all could just Google it. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, what are you doing? Are you opening the window?
The window was open.
It was already open? Oh, cool. I thought it felt drafty. Okay, sorry. Anyway, this day in history, 1871, England and Scotland compete for the first international rugby match. So,
What's rugby?
rugby, it's a sport that other
Kinda
people
like-
play.
It's kind of like football, but more vicious, I think.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, you can do cool things in that game, I
it's
think.
more violent.
Also, 1980, the oil rig Alexander L. something, I'm not going to pronounce this word, it's part of the name of the oil rig.
I feel so informed.
This oil rig collapses in high winds in the North Sea.
Oh my. That's
Only
scary.
89 of 212 crew survived,
That could have happened to
which
Chip.
was caused by a fatigue crack in one of its legs. And then the wind just kind of
That's scary.
puffed it over.
Just kind
Yeah.
Well, there's not a lot of things that happened today, so I guess we should just jump into the main segment of.
That's fine, because we got a lot of
Okay.
input this time.
So just know March 27th was not an eventful day of the year. So just saying.
in history.
Yes.
birthday shout outs.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
should we do those now?
Yeah, let's do them now.
Okay.
I'll do the first one.
There's only one, isn't there?
There's 2.
Well, if we talk about what the actual day is that we're
Well,
recording.
no, we already did that last. We did that last episode.
said it was coming up, but today is
No, it's-
actually Pickle's birthday.
Yeah. Okay.
So happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Pickle.
The 27th is not my birthday.
I know, it's
Just
the
saying.
25th.
Okay. Okay.
Who's the other one?
Oh wait, there was one more, wasn't there?
Yeah, do you remember?
Oh, his name was Glenn or something.
You know who that is. That's your uncle.
Uncle?
Does he want us to announce his birthday? He
His-
said it. He emailed it to
His
us.
birthday is on March
The
28th.
28th. So
Happy
Tuesday,
birthday, Glenn. That's my brother.
which will be tomorrow if you're listening to this on Monday. You
It's
should wish him
convoluted.
a happy birthday. Yes, this is getting kind of complicated. Also, I have another birthday. Let me double check because I don't want to announce this. I know that it's in March, but I'm pretty sure their birthday is also on the 28th.
Who?
Malachi Chandler.
Malachi. Happy birthday.
He's almost
He better
some-
listen to this
Hi.
Someone
episode.
told me he was my brother
Yes, he
one
is.
time. Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, happy
Sort of.
birthday,
Happy
Glenn
birthday.
Malachi.
Happy birthday,
Happy
son.
birthday,
And Pickle.
and happy birthday to me, of course.
Yes.
Yay.
Now-
Okay, let's get to the actual show.
The meat and crackers
So
of the
what is the
podcast.
topic?
Well, I kind of was thinking of idiosyncrasies, but I think we should call it weird habits.
Okay.
Unusual things that people do that may or may not annoy others. They're just strange.
Run for president.
No, not that strange, but we got a lot of feedback on this, so I don't even know if we'll be able to name
We might have
everything.
to do part 2.
Do you guys have anything you want to start with? Before I get
I
into
mean,
what I have?
about ourselves or just in
It
general?
could be anything.
I mean, I have a lot of things to say about a lot of people.
Well,
Oh, really?
I do. I probably shouldn't say them, actually.
Sweet Pea can vouch for me on this. She always is getting on to me for it.
What?
but whenever I'm like playing with Legos or something else, I'll be on my knees, hunched over, playing with him, and then Sweet Pea says that I hold my breath while I do it, and I grunt. I go,
He does. It's like he forgets to breathe. And I'm like, hello, why are you grunting?
I guess that is odd, and I kind of do the same. I don't know. I breathe heavy. I find myself just like sitting
Through
down
your nose.
or something, and I'll just like be like having to pull for air.
Like this.
But like subconsciously, I have to like pull harder to be able to intake oxygen. I don't know. Maybe it's a disease or something. Maybe it's just me being weird. Probably so.
I have another weird one about Pop-Tart. Socks.
What about them?
Everywhere. We find them everywhere. He takes
Well,
them
that's just
off,
laziness,
and they're
honestly.
everywhere.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
We find them on
That's
bar
not like a
stools.
deficiency.
We find them on the freezer. We find them in the hallway. I mean, everywhere, almost every day. And then when he was a couple years younger,
no, this is still reoccurring.
he would wear socks that didn't match.
He still does.
no, I do not.
He used to even wear them inside out and didn't have a care in
Sometimes
the world.
they would
I
even
still do
be
that.
like vastly different. One would be way taller than the other. One day we went to church and he was sitting in the front, and I looked over there and he had on one Minion sock, which was bright yellow, and another kind of different color sock that was like maybe blue or something. And neither one of them matched what he was wearing either. So there's that. Pop-Tart.
Well, Sweet Pea, you have a couple quirks that I just
Well,
can't name because you have
Okay,
so
I've
many.
worn mismatched socks before.
You have.
Well, like, if
I refuse.
they're like the same color
Maybe that's a
and like
quirk.
same size, like if they're both black, I mainly have black socks,
No.
and if they're both like dark black socks, both the same size, I wear them because they're going to be in my shoes more than likely. I'm not going to be showing them off to people, and I'm okay. I don't wear different colored socks. That's just weird, and I definitely don't wear my socks inside out.
Well, I have before.
That's like
You know why?
terrible.
Because sometimes you'll get
don't know
socks
why.
where there's the seam is on the toe, and it's like a really thick seam, and it like almost rubs a blister
yeah.
on
Well, that's
the toe.
why you get higher quality socks.
So then I wear those kind of wrong side out.
Yes.
You throw away those kind.
But that's only if I'm
Well, you
wearing
should.
like tall boots or something. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else?
Not about me.
There's a
I
couple.
mean, I think I'm a pretty
I
normal
have
person
some about
overall.
me.
Oh, okay. That should be interesting.
When I'm driving, and my
I'll fact check you.
mom used to notice this and mention it to me. I would be driving along and find myself tapping my thumbs on the steering wheel.
Yes, I
And
noticed this the other
The
day.
thing is,
Well, no,
is
you rub the steering wheel too with your thumb.
I do both. I rub and I tap.
That's
and There's
annoying.
not even music on.
Or like honestly, like that just drives me crazy. I can't look at your thumbs doing that because it
I
just
didn't
makes
know
me
that.
like want to. I don't know.
I'm
Like it makes me
sorry.
want to just like
You know who else does it? Is Aunt Sonia.
I can't relax whenever I see that.
Aunt Sonia does that too.
I
Has
can't stand
Sonia
it
been on
honestly.
this podcast?
No. Anyway.
Her name has been
Yeah,
mentioned
her
before.
name has. She's sent stuff in
Yeah,
before.
that's what I mean.
So I do that, and I don't even know I'm doing it. And then I look down like, oh, I'm doing it again. Okay, so then the other thing is, even though I majored in music, I was a piano major. I rarely listen to music. And I just think I got burned out on it. 'cause
How?
I had to listen to it for so many
Well,
years.
y'all didn't have an easy, like super easy way to listen. Y'all had to do CDs or like
Yeah.
the iPod. Y'all had like
I
little
listened
iPods,
to
right?
it a lot as a teenager.
Y'all had iPods, right? Like
I-
the little
I know-
handheld.
Yeah, we did, but I
yeah,
never
but that was
had
a
one.
thing. I mean, but y'all didn't have like streaming services at all.
No, but I mean, I listened to music a lot as a teenager.
I mean, y'all had radio and stuff.
But by the time I went through 4 years of
You're not that
college
old.
and I taught piano for years and years, I just got to where it was like my job. And when I heard it, it just made me feel like, oh.
I would
My
love for
job.
music to be in my
Yes,
job.
again.
So if I do listen to it, I almost always listen to instrumental.
No, I listen.
I find it very relaxing.
Well,
If it
I
has
don't know.
words,
I
a lot
feel
of
like-
times it's like clutters my brain.
I can listen to like, I can enjoy a wide variety of genres and styles. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I rarely listen to instrumental music. I'll listen to it every now and then. I'll listen to like a lo-fi playlist or something. But I don't know.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
I just-
because
If
Every
I'm not
now
listening
and-
to music, I'm thinking about it in some way. It seems like I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, you are very creative musically.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I was just saying it's like always on my mind.
So then my last thing is, and maybe this is why I can't listen to music with words very often. I do sometimes, and I can enjoy it. It just really depends. I get easily overstimulated with noise. I mean, like,
Is that why you bought those
drastically.
earplugs that have holes in them that don't seem to do anything? She bought these earplugs.
They're awesome.
And they have a
Should I
hole
say the
straight
name?
through them. Of the earplug brand?
Yeah, the brand.
All right, that's up to you.
It's not. They're not a sponsor, but I really like them.
Hey, if you want to sponsor us, we're
It's audio
open
flare,
to that, though.
and it's calmer. They're calmer earplugs.
They honestly, I haven't tried them, but they seem pointless.
I love them. So, anyways, I get really.
Is someone playing music somewhere?
It might be some Minecraft music.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, was that you? Yes? Pop Tart was playing Minecraft and left his music on.
Anyways, so when there's like a lot of conversations going on at once, especially in like a small room, like our house is kind of small. So when we get 5 or 6 people in here and there's several conversations going on at once, it's like my brain just misfires. And all the words get scrambled, and I can't follow.
So we'll have a lot of
anyone.
company over. You just pop your earplugs in.
Yes, I do.
With
and
company
they
over?
help. Yeah. Oh,
Seriously?
yeah. I did it the last time we
That
had.
seems. I would be offended if I was if someone
The
invited me
last-
over and I was just like talking to them and they're just like, okay, let me put my earplugs in.
The last time Nana was over here, her and Dad got into this deep conversation
About
and
bees?
I had to go put my earplugs in.
Was it
I
about
like,
bees?
I can't do this. I don't remember. Probably.
Gardening.
Anyway, so I love my earplugs.
Okay.
And then they're pointless.
Okay.
Chip does a couple things too.
Yes.
Chip
He's
has
a
quite.
bunch.
He's the weirdest.
I have a long list for
He's
him.
weird.
Who wants to start?
I love him and he's
Well,
cool, but he's quirky for sure.
So, who wants to tell about the chips the quirk with the chips that Chip has?
Pop
Oh,
Tart
like-
will take the honors.
Okay, tell us.
So, whenever Chip eats chips,
Oh, that's cannibalistic.
bad Chip. Well, he'll be eating chips, and Sweet Pea looks over there. She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like,
It'll
"Oh,
take forever.
I'm sorting my chips." She's like, "What? How do you sort chips?" He's like, "Well, you take the smallest and most broken ones and you put those in a pile, and then you take the other smaller ones that are less broken and put them in a pile, and then you take all the full ones and put them in a pile. So you eat the broken and smaller ones first, then you go to your middle ones that are kind of broken and kind of smallish, and then you eat the full ones."
It was a long explanation that I regretted asking about.
Yes, it took
He's
it.
just weird. I mean, he's OCD.
Yeah,
for
I
one
think
thing.
he is.
But like, he'll have M&Ms and he'll separate them all out by color and then eat one color at a time.
But he will eat them all together if you just like someone just hands him a handful of them. But if he's gonna pour himself some out, he separates them by color.
And he eats the yellow first and some other colors.
And he also eats one thing at a time on his plate of food. He doesn't.
Well, I
want
do
things-
that.
Really?
Well, look, I won't take a bite of salad and then take a bite of my main dish. I'll finish one thing before I move
Oh,
on.
I'm not like that.
Well, that's just like kind of like life.
I'm not like that. I mean,
Okay.
anyways, he doesn't want his food touching.
I mean, that's like science. You're supposed to do that. That's like Darwin.
I think there's varying opinions on that.
Wasn't that Albert Einstein's philosophy to eat one? Wait, no, that was.
You're asking the wrong person.
I don't know. I feel
remember.
like some famous scientist said there's like some method to eating your food
I don't
besides just
remember.
common courtesy.
Yeah.
What about the volume control?
I like loud volume.
I'm talking about
stuff.
Chip.
Oh, okay. I mean, it has to always be on an even number for him.
Always. He'll have a come apart if we stop the volume on an odd number.
Yes, I'll turn
No
it
matter
on.
what it is. Mm-hmm. It's great. Like, yeah,
I asked
it's
him
weird.
the other day, I was like, how do you ever drive an odd number of speed limit? I said, do you try to drive even numbers on the speed limit too? He's like, well, if I'm on the interstate, I always set the cruise on an even number. But if he's just like driving on the highway, he doesn't.
I always
it
set
doesn't
my
bother him.
cruise on an odd number. Usually.
I'm not going to say what I usually set mine on. Anyways.
Like 78,
Yeah.
80. I mean,
Not 80.
you can, depend on the road, you can go 5 to 10 miles over.
No,
Easily.
Not in Jackson, Mississippi.
Or in Tickfall,
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Okay, and then here's another one: chapstick and deodorant both.
Oh yes.
Do
when
what?
when Chip uses chapstick or
Oh.
deodorant, he rolls it up, uses it, and then he rolls it back down level. And I mean, like, woe to anybody if they ever try to mess with that and it's not level when he takes the lid off.
I've threatened to like roll his chapstick all the way up and then just smush the lid back down on top to make it
They had guys at one of his work.
like those
places.
like those videos on YouTube those videos that purposely stress out OCD people.
Yes.
I love watching those. Those are so funny.
I used to send those to him, and he'd be like, "Why?" I was like, "Because."
Well, I like watching them with someone who has OCD. I don't have OCD. I mean, I think everyone.
You
A
always
lot of people
some
have
things
it
that
too.
bother
Like
you.
some things, you just like, okay, they have to be this way.
Yeah.
I don't have it major. There's a few things, but like, I like sitting down with someone who is OCD and playing one of those videos and watching them squirm.
Watch him slice a cake crooked or take
That's
a big
awesome.
hunk out of
Yeah.
the middle.
Yeah.
Another-
Well, at one of his workplaces,
pizza from the side.
some of the workers found out that he had this OCD quirk with the chapstick. And I guess he had some there that he would keep maybe in his toolbox, or maybe it was a glue stick, whatever it was. It was something you could roll up and down. And they would like purposely roll it up so it would get smushed. And he would get so aggravated at them. And they would go in there and mess with all his tools because he would have them all perfectly in a row, lined up just so and in order. And they would go in there and like mess with them and get something out of order. And, you know, it would
I like doing
bug
things
the
like that.
fire out of him.
There's
It's kind of fun.
a game I play, and in one of the games, you get there's this one dude in the game, and he has horrible OCD, and you get to go and mess up his sticky cards and pencils, and
Does that give you great satisfaction?
yes.
I don't know what that says about you. Okay, well, that's about all I can think of about Chip.
I can think of one more thing about Chip.
What?
I don't know if this is really weird, but he will never admit this, but we can all vouch for this. Whenever he gets a call from his work coworkers or from his work, his whole tone and the way he talks changes.
Well, that's with a lot
It
of people.
does.
I think that's normal though. That's
Mine
not
does
odd.
too, kind of.
I mean,
But Dad starts trying to talk Cajun whenever his buddies call
yeah,
him.
I've noticed that. I mean, he's a little extreme
he's
with.
not
But like,
Cajun.
okay, if my pastor calls me, which I don't know if he ever has, but if he ever was to, I would probably speak more formal. I mean,
You would
typically,
try to
I mean,
sound you would try to sound more holy.
very no.
Hello, Pastor.
There's nothing to hide.
How are you today?
Anyway, no, but I mean, speak very politely and more formal. I mean, of course, if one of my friends call me, you just
Hey, dude,
Yeah.
what's up?
no, not like that.
That's what y'all always say.
What's happening?
Hey, remember, saw dude.
That was
I was like,
that was
saw,
that was
dude?
French fry did that. I never did. That's
French
doesn't
fry-
even make sense.
Y'all
honestly,
love that.
I
don't
never
know
said
what
that. That
I
was
think
French
you
fry.
did.
French fry
No.
created this new word. Instead of having to say, "Hi, dude," he goes, "Saw, dude."
Yeah, that's what.
That was
Yeah.
so annoying. That is a quirk. I couldn't stand that. I'm glad he
Anyway,
doesn't do that anymore.
but yeah, Chip talks like Cajun. Whenever a lot of the people he works down like South Louisiana, like
yeah,
down
somewhere.
not kind of is it by New Orleans? It's like Luling, huh?
Yeah, it's Luling.
So anyway, a lot of Cajun people like live down in that area, and so a lot of them go to work where he works. So whenever one of them calls him, he starts
He sounds
speaking
like he was born
yeah.
in Cajun country.
Anyway, we got Adriana LaCroix gave us some quirky things about her and just some people that she knows personally. She said, "My mom had this weird habit of drinking black coffee throughout the day. She'd brew a fresh pot at least 3 times daily, and she'd enjoy it while eating a banana."
That's a weird combination.
She told her that
That
it was a
doesn't even
tradition
sound good.
from where she was born. So I don't know where her mom was born.
Me either.
I'm not sure.
Was she Italian, maybe?
I have no idea. But like 3 pots a day. Did she drink it all? I said she brewed
She
3
was
fresh
probably-
ones. So did she like just drink some and then pour it out and brew
No,
another
I
one?
think she drank it all.
3 pots. So I'm assuming it's like the same, like 12 cups a pot.
Shoo.
That's like unhealthy.
She had to be very energetic.
That's like not healthy for you. I mean, I would die probably.
Oh, I for sure probably would.
Can you imagine 3 pots? And then did the one banana last the whole day?
I would just be shaking so bad.
I couldn't
think I
eat the
could do
banana.
anything.
I'd just want to like throw up the rest of the day, honestly.
I don't think I'd be able to eat anything.
That's crazy. Okay, she also said, my dad loved eating fried meat pies, but he'd add a little bit of sugar to the filling with every bite. That's disgusting.
I've had fried
honestly.
meat pies before. And
I've
they're
had
good.
a meat pie, and they're good, but they're not sweet. They're
sugar.
savory.
I can't imagine putting
Is there a
sugar
sweet
on 'em.
meat pie?
No. I don't want to say no. But
I guess the ones he ate were.
I've never had one.
That sounds gross.
Yeah, it does.
sorry.
It's like putting sugar on
Okay,
pickles.
Glenn,
You have sweet pickles.
we gave him a
sometimes.
birthday
I
announcement
don't like
earlier.
them.
He has 2 habits that are hilarious when it comes to drinks.
What?
First of all, the cup of whatever drink he's about to enjoy needs to be filled all the way up to the top with ice, and only
my
then
word.
can the liquid be poured inside the cup.
And he is very specific with all of his specifications to the waiter and waitresses.
the top with ice, then pour the liquid on
And I do mean all the way to the top.
mean all the way to the top.
Sometimes he reiterates that.
The second one, he puts some salt on top of a tiny napkin under the cup so that the napkin doesn't get stuck to the bottom of the cup when you raise it to take a sip.
I've actually
That's
done
common.
that. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
That's not
super
weird.
well known. I mean, I don't see a ton of people do it, but I've known about it, and I've done it like once or twice.
Yeah, I've done it.
So, I mean, I guess it could look weird to some people. Like, why are you pouring salt in your napkin? Also, there's one other thing that he does that I actually noticed this too. 'Cause I spent it was like a week with him, or anyway, me and him
They
traveled
went on a road trip.
on a road trip. Yes, I will never forget that.
It was
Anyway, he says every time he's at a restaurant, the waiter comes by. He says, "You're all right. I don't care what your boss says about you. You're all right." And yeah, I mean, every waiter, every waitress.
that
So,
you saw.
Yeah, you can. I mean, we would sit down at a table, and I got to where I would like count the minutes. I was like, okay, let's see how long it takes this time.
He was
And
faithful.
It was faithful. It was like clockwork.
That's
So,
funny.
Yeah. Pop-Tart actually had a quirk. When he was little, he used to always say, yeah, at the end of whatever sentence
did.
he was saying.
He went through
So
a
he'd be-
phase.
He would, I don't know. He would
was
just say
probably
random
around
stuff.
2 or 3, and he would be talking. You know what? You learned to say a whole lot at a very young age.
Is that good or bad?
He'd be like, "I want an apple. It's time. I want some lunch. I want to go play with Legos.
He played with Legos at 2? That's
I
like
don't know.
illegal.
I mean, he probably
the
didn't.
box says
I'm
3+.
Giving an example.
Does it, or did they up the age?
The Lego
I don't remember. He
police.
could have choked on small parts.
He could have, but he didn't.
The Lego police.
Okay. Adri's son, Miguel, whenever we were playing video games as a child, he would not ever sit down. He would play standing up and often jumped around the whole time talking out loud.
I've seen people do that or heard of it.
I've heard of it. I've never
It
seen
doesn't
so. That's
sound
so
relaxing
odd.
at all.
That's very.
How could you focus
It's
on what
crazy.
you're doing?
I don't know.
She told me this, and
I actually do know someone who. I mean, they don't jump around, but they'll occasionally stand up and. Yeah,
Who?
Evan.
Oh yeah.
We'll
I
stand
see
up.
Evan
Well,
doing
like
that.
he's playing a video game or something, and he'll stand up and like get right in front of the screen and focus. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, so yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Well, okay. She also, Adri had one more.
what?
She likes steaks,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's not at least medium rare, it has to go back to the kitchen and get cooked some more.
Yeah, she's real picky about her steaks.
I mean,
it would take
I guess
a
that's
lot
not
for me to send
quirky.
food back to the kitchen.
I mean, I don't know if that's
though.
quirky. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like,
Oh, there are.
There's a
have
lot of
been
people
around
who
some
need-
real doozies.
like they're like, I don't want my cow to still be alive.
No, it's not even
I mean,
just their
I don't-
cow. If
I
their
don't-
salad looks at them wrong, they send it back to the kitchen.
I mean,
I can't do that.
I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of rare
What?
steaks.
Oh, medium rare for me, all the way.
No, I'm not a fan of just rare. I like medium rare better.
Yeah, medium rare is my favorite.
Yeah, like I don't want it well.
I don't want it cold.
I don't want it well done.
I want it
or
to
anything.
feel like it's at least touched some heat at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want them to just go like butcher the cow and then like, okay, here you go. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I want it to be cooked,
If
but
it-
I do enjoy a good steak.
Me too. I thought one of the most interesting things that she put on here that I've actually noticed about her, she has to have a knife while she's eating. Unless
Yeah.
it's soup. I mean, even like French fries. I don't know about French fries anymore, but used to. Sandwiches, burgers.
But isn't that like
That's because of where she's from.
culture? Yeah.
Yeah.
And her son.
Yeah,
he
I mean,
would
yeah,
always
that's
eat it
culture.
With a fork. He'd
Yeah.
eat pizza with a fork.
Yeah, they would
So-
eat pizza and hamburgers with fork and knife. I was like,
Yeah, that was a little odd when I first saw them. I was like, wait, what? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So what else?
well, my brother Glenn sent in some things.
The same Glenn that we've been talking about?
Yes,
Nope,
now.
same one.
About himself.
No, of course not.
Oh, about other
About
people.
other people.
That's what I would have done, honestly. I mean, there's only so much you can say about
That's what
yourself
you've
before you run
already
out.
done.
I know, and it's been working, hasn't it?
Oh no.
Well,
I feel accomplished. I'll just say
Someone that he knew would always sniff their food before she took a bite. And we know somebody who does that too. Nana.
yeah.
Wait, who sniffs their food?
Aunt Karen did.
Oh, okay. Now, another thing with my grandma, Nana, whatever, she's a little sensitive to spice.
Even though she was born in Louisiana.
No, she's like over the top sensitive with spice. If she smells any sort of seasoning besides salt and pepper,
It doesn't even have to be hot.
I know it's
Just like
well,
an
okay. So
herb.
here's what's funny. Okay, so that's a little weird. I mean, because I know people are sensitive to spicy things, but like, I mean, if you can't eat a bologna sandwich without having to drink a glass of milk, something's wrong. Anyway, but
You're getting off topic.
she'll eat something spicy, and as soon as she realizes it's spicy, she'll cover her mouth with one hand and start fanning with the other.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not really doing much good there.
Counterproductive.
I mean,
She's
so
hilarious.
it's very funny to watch. So
Yes.
Another thing that she does is like after a party or something, my birthday party, or she has something at her house. I'll get a drink and then I'll be going outside and I'll just be fixing to throw my cup away.
Your styrofoam cup.
Yeah. And then
How could you?
She
How
will
dare
walk up
thee.
and she will stop me in the act and
Stop.
take the styrofoam cup, wash it, and put it in her collection. She has mounds and mounds of styrofoam
okay,
cups.
Yeah.
she not mounds. I think she has two
Well,
stacks.
she has stacks. I mean,
there are people do reuse
I think it's
styrofoam
her
cups.
safety blanket. You know how
They
some
do
people-
reuse styrofoam cup. I mean, that's common. They do last
Is
a while.
it?
I know
I don't
a
know
few
of any
people
other
who
families
do.
that do that.
I know a few people who do.
Who?
I mean, we don't have permission to say their names.
Well, you told me today it's better to ask forgiveness. Go ahead.
That was completely separate conversation.
Have it both
Well, I
ways.
have
No.
somebody else.
No.
I have somebody else.
What?
I don't know if I can mention their names,
Probably not.
but
It's better to
we-
ask for forgiveness.
Hush.
But we used to have 2 foster children,
Yes.
and one of them, I'm just gonna name him number.
Think little thing one.
Yeah, little thing 1, and the other will be little thing 2.
Yes.
So little thing 1 and little thing 2 would be sitting at the table and they'd be coloring their pictures.
Yes.
And then Sweet Pea would tell them, okay guys, it's time to pick up all your stuff. It's time for lunch or time for bedtime.
Yes.
Well, little thing 1 which was the youngest, he would get all his crayons and he'd just shove them in the box, just trying to fit them however he could. Well, he'd go and put them up in the little art drawer. And then little thing 2 would go and get that container, which was the older one, and he would take out all the crayons and put them just perfect, all right side
Yeah.
up.
He wanted them to be neat.
Yes, and perfect.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a good one. So Uncle Glenn sent in another one. He said that this was about Aunt Adri. This is funny because they both talked about each other. Anyways, he said that she never sits her purse on the floor. She's superstitious and thinks it will bring her bad luck. And this is true. I've seen her. Like, she's very adamant. She does not want her purse on the floor.
Wait, who is this?
Aunt Adri.
Mm,
Yeah, she
wow.
thinks it's bad luck. So notice next time you see her what she does with her purse. And if you're really brave, you can try to sit it on the floor and see what happens.
Well, what if she doesn't know?
That it's on the floor?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Try it and see what happens.
We should try it and see what happens.
She might get really mad. Let's see. We had some. Okay, here's one from a friend whose name on social media is Peepa Creepa. Peep Creepa. Or Peepa Creepa. She says, "Oh, I could write you a book about those, weird habits. My son is autistic, so he has about 1 million quirks. One is when he smiles for a picture, he usually has a crooked smile, squinty eyes, and holds one or both hands somewhere around his face." I thought that sounded cute. Yeah, I think it would be cute.
Yeah.
A cute quirky. And then Melissa sent us one, and she says, "I'm ADHD and have fixation issues. One way I keep on track, also a coping mechanism, is lists. She will make a list of the list that she needs to make and then do it all again the next day."
Oh, she has multiple lists.
She has a list of what list she needs to make. So let's say that she's going to make a grocery list, a
That's
menu
stressful.
list,
Okay, see,
a
that makes me
packing
stressed.
list,
I can't
a chore
do that.
list. She makes a list of all the lists she needs to make. And then the next day she does it all over again.
I can't do that. See, I feel like I was wasting an hour of my day.
Just making lists. But it helps her focus, and I could see how it would help.
See, there's these people, like there are these like apps or whatever, like organization apps. And like, okay, everything has its perfect spot. You can go here and. Oh my, that stuff just. I know it's supposed to make things easier, but that stresses me out. I'm like, okay, I cannot take the time to organize everything because, like, okay, on my phone, if someone were to. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. If someone were to open up my phone, they would say my apps are completely scattered around, unorganized, which may be true from one perspective, but I know where everything is. Like, I can go right to any app on my phone, and so
I'm the same
I
way
feel like
with mine.
any kind of organization system, like if you had a folder. I mean, I have general folders like
Yeah, I have folders.
photography stuff.
But I know where my stuff is.
Guys,
yeah, but I don't know. I don't get the have to be
One-
so organized and everything.
Yeah, it makes me feel
not
stressed
for
too
me.
to overdo it.
Sweet Pea is normally very neat. She has nice stuff. She keeps it really nice all the time. She's an awesome cook. Her room is always really clean. She's always sweeping it, mopping it, and always doing chores around the house. There is one part of her life that is a horrid mess.
What?
Her purse.
Yes, my purse is terrible.
I don't. Okay, I don't get. I haven't seen inside very many purses in my life, but the ones I have, I don't understand the least bit. So, to all the girls out there who carry a purse regularly, y'all confuse me very much because.
I don't think everyone is like me.
Okay, so look.
I treat mine more like a suitcase.
So here's
Yes,
here's
everything
here's
in
what
there.
happens. Okay, purses in general. Do any purses have like dividers inside the main
Yes.
compartment?
I
Oh, they
don't-
do.
Yeah, I was actually most of my purses. A lot of them were either hand me downs or.
Because all
Things
of
like
yours
that.
have just been like a bag, and you just
I
like
know.
throw stuff in.
I desperately need to get some with dividers. I
Okay,
really do.
So here's one thing with purses. If you're riding to town with your mom and you sit in the front seat, you are going to hold the purse.
Yes, you
There
are.
could
It's
be
huge,
a whole
too.
back row behind you.
I need my purse.
And it
by
doesn't
me.
matter if
Is
there's
that
a wh-
Is that a quirk? I need my purse by me.
It doesn't matter if there's a whole empty back row or not. It's going to sit on your lap, or it's either on your lap, or you got to make room for it on the seat next to you.
And you better not dump it either.
So there's that,
Because
and
it's
then
hardly ever zipped.
there's another thing. I don't get why y'all's purse. Okay, so guys get around with one wallet.
I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all are brave.
I carry some cash, my cards,
But you know what? That's why
and then some keys.
That's why women have to have such big purses to carry all the stuff y'all can't carry.
So no, listen.
In your little
Okay,
bitty
I
wallet.
don't use anything inside your purse. Hardly at all.
My credit card all the time.
You tell me to use it.
Oh, sometimes you
You're
get
like,
it.
go put gas in the car.
And you don't
for me."
like to give it back either.
I forget to.
Oh, yeah, right.
That'll fit in a wallet though. That's beside the point. You're
You know
saying
you're using my lotion
no.
all the time.
You say go grab my purse. I'll go in your room. And I can't find your purse, and you're like, oh, it's by the chair. It's like that's your suitcase. Like I'm
It
thinking
is
like
like a
this thing's
suitcase.
huge.
She'll tell me, Pop-Tart, can you go get this or that out of my purse?
Get me my sunglasses.
I'm like,
Give me my
"Okay,
tweezers.
okay."
I'm like, there's
No,
tweezers
no.
in here? Where?
I will go, and I'm like, okay, I'll be trying to have a good attitude, and I'm gonna go do it with
Trying to have a good attitude.
Yes.
Sweetness and
This
joy.
thing will dampen your day if
So-
you try to. Yeah, it's tough.
pickle.
Let him
I
talk.
go over there, and then I look in, and you almost automatically have to give up. There is no point in even trying to dig through there. It's like
I don't understand.
a maze that doesn't
I
have
do
any
know where
end.
most things are in my purse.
You're like,
believe it
oh,
or
it's
not.
it's in the pocket, and I'm like, okay, then I'm digging through the pocket. No, it's in the side pocket that has the chapstick in it. Okay, well, I
which-
can't find the chapstick either. So we're in a real predicament
a real
here.
pickle. Pickle's in a pickle.
We're in a real pickle dicklement.
then
And
you
so
can't
I'll dig
find
through, I'll find the chapstick, and I'm like, okay, the chapstick wasn't in a pocket. She's like, no, the other stick of chapstick. I was like, oh, so I find the
That
other
is-
stick of chapstick. And
That's
so,
another one of my quirks.
You
I
have, like,
have to
three-
have chapstick with me.
no, you have like 3 things of chapstick
No,
in your
right
purse.
now I only have one.
Oh, normally you have like more than
and
one.
I feel nervous about it that I only have one in there.
Why?
I need chapstick. My lips are dry right now. I have to have it. And you know what? I keep chapstick by my bed. I didn't even think about that. That's probably weird. I keep chapstick beside my bed and I use it before I go to sleep at night. I don't want to wake up in the night.
Can I tell you, I don't remember
with
the
dry
last time I've
lips.
ever used chapstick.
Oh,
And my lips aren't like dry.
I have to have chapstick. And I
know.
always have to go to bed with the big glass of ice water beside my bed.
Yes, and a snack.
No, I don't have a snack all the time. Hardly ever, actually.
Chip does. He'll go to bed with chips and salsa
Mm-hmm.
or olives or.
Every night. Every night.
Not every night.
Mostly. I mean, if he's awake.
It just
If he's going to be
depends.
awake. Like if he's,
It depends.
I'd say most days, more times than he doesn't.
He goes in phases.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta have my chapstick.
Chip
and I gotta have me a
loves
big
his olives.
purse
So,
for sure.
yeah. I mean,
Oh.
honestly, I've tried to thought of some weird quirks, but most of the things I do, I don't think are weird. So
I can
maybe
tell
other
one you
people
did when
do.
you were a baby.
I mean, I have things that I do that may seem geeky to other people,
I know
but
one thing
I
that
don't
you
know
do.
if they're like quirks or weird.
I know one thing that you do, Pickle.
What?
Whenever you're playing your guitar, you hunch over and you pooch out your lips. You go.
Do I? Wait, do I really?
I don't know. I haven't noticed the lip
I'm
thing.
gonna play him from the mirror and fix that. Dude, what? I cannot envision myself doing that.
Me and French
Rebuke.
Fry have told you about this, and you said you don't do it.
I don't think I do that.
You pooch out your lips.
Okay, it is common for
It is. I've
musicians to
seen-
make facial. There's this
That's
concept.
a really mild.
There's this thing called
quirk for a
chewing
musician.
gum, and it's. I mean, I don't see
Oh,
many people do it. But
I
like,
have seen it.
musicians will be playing. It's not just guitar, but like
Piano. I've seen them do
I
it
mean, I
with
guess
piano.
mouth instruments you wouldn't do it as
No,
much.
wind
But
instruments
like
you couldn't.
you'll be like playing guitar, piano, and you just your jaw starts moving. Like it looks like you're chewing a huge wad of gum.
Thankfully, I never developed that habit,
I
but
never-
I have
yeah.
seen some that did, and it's very strange
I don't
looking.
show much expression when I play an instrument.
You're doing better, though. I used to wish you would show more. You
I don't show much of anything.
do better now.
I don't really want
You'll
to.
actually move some while you play. Used to you would sit like a board and,
And you
play.
get up and you run around the room while you're playing your
No, he
guitar.
doesn't.
I haven't done that yet. No.
Okay, Sonia sent something in. She says, and I'm the same way about this. She says, I won't go to sleep with the closet door open.
I won't
Her
do that.
closet
what?
door has to be shut.
I would have agreed with you like 2 nights ago, but last night I was, I'd done all my stuff at
You
night.
had a big party.
My nightly routine. Well, no, I done my
Oh.
nightly routine. Like, I was sitting by my bed, and I finally, that's a different story, but I finally got a bedside lamp that works. Anyway, so I was sitting in bed, and I switched my lamp off, and got in bed and turned over, and I have blackout curtains. My room is like black at night, and so if any lights on, I know. Anyway, so I was like, kind of opened my eyes, and I was like, okay, there's a light on, and it was very dim, and I turned over, and my closet door was barely cracked open with the light on.
Oh.
And I was like, I do not want to get out. I mean, it was like 1 o'clock, and I was like, I don't want to get out of bed at all. And so I just ignored it and went to sleep. And I was surprised I was able to do that, because any other night I get up and turn it
I
off.
can't.
Me and French Fry share a room,
can't.
and we cannot sleep with our normal door open, our bathroom door open, or the closet door open.
Yeah, I want
He
all the
makes me
doors
shut
shut.
them.
I close
every
my
night.
bedroom door every night, and normally my closet door stays closed, but for some reason I left the light on and the door open.
That's weird.
So yeah, that's weird.
I don't want them open or any lights on. In fact, we have a shed like not far from our patio door, and if Chip leaves the light on in that shed, I can tell, even though we have semi-blackout curtains, I can
You need
still
full
tell.
out blackout curtains.
And it bothers me. And I have gotten up out of bed before and traipsed out in the middle of the night to go turn the shed light off because I can't go to sleep with it on.
Let me just tell y'all real quick, and this is kind of changing the subject. It's not quirky, but blackout curtains will change your life.
I wish.
I mean,
we had
unless
full
you're like
blackouts.
scared of the dark, which I don't know a ton of like older, I don't know a ton of people who are, unless you're like under 10.
I'm not under 10.
Yeah, you're 11 now. You've moved on. Are you
I'm
scared of the
12.
dark?
Well, almost 12.
Anyway,
No, I'm not.
I used to not have
a little bit, but
blackout curtains, and especially if you like go to bed late and you're not a person who typically likes waking up for the sunrise, which definitely defines me.
Amen.
I don't know. I don't know why I even got blackout curtains. Was it because of the
It
foster?
was me. Yeah, I bought them.
was 'cause of our foster
I bought them when we
kids.
were fostering.
And we just left them in there, and I like them so much. It would be 8 o'clock in the morning and still be pitch black in my room. And it's
I
amazing.
think they were actually some that someone gave to us, and
I
they
don't know,
happened to match
but they
the
work.
decor.
So if you're making an investment for your room, get black, and you can get them
Or
to look
maybe I was
nice.
looking
it's-
for denim
yeah.
ones, and that was the only ones I
But they
could
look
find.
so they're so life changing.
they sound nice.
Okay, Sonia has one more. She said, "I can't go to sleep if my sheet and comforter corners don't match."
Okay, no, I
So
cannot.
she
Oh,
could
I can't either.
She could never sleep in your bed, Pop Tart.
I
Yeah,
never thought of that as
can't.
being a quirk.
I never do that.
I cannot do that
I want
unless
my
one.
cut. You know what? If I don't make my bed up all day long, and I almost always make my bed up, but if for some reason I don't, I will still make it up most of the time before I get in bed because I don't want my sheets
Oh,
wrinkled.
it's crazy. So my sheets are shorter than my comforter anyway, like
Ew.
in width. Like they don't span,
Yeah.
and so I have to make them perfectly even. And so my bed's up against the wall, so I mean I have to tuck one side of my covers in between the wall and the bed, and so I have to pull my covers out when I'm in, like, I get in bed. I pull my covers out between the wall and the bed, make sure they're even on both sides, and then tuck back in. I don't know. It's just weird because
So, see, you do have some quirks after
I
all.
didn't think of that as a quirk. I thought people
a
did that
quirk.
though. I mean, obviously she does it too.
Yeah, y'all are related.
You don't do that?
I mean, I make sure that my bed is made up neatly to start with,
I mean,
and then I just keep it
they're
that
not.
way.
I'm not always that extreme. Sometimes I am, but I mean, they need to be even. I can't have more
I don't want
comforter
wrinkles.
on one side and more sheets on the other side. It just doesn't work out. So, anyway, I think we're running out of time, but that was fun.
It was.
Yes.
It's fun talking about other
I
people's
loved it.
quirks.
I do. I
Oh,
like talking about
yes.
other people sometimes.
Gossip.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if y'all want to start y'all's own podcast and be as cool and popular as we are,
Yeah.
y'all can use PodBean because they're like the best one out there.
They're the bomb.com.
Yes.
Only
Give
one
us
we've
money.
tried, but it's been the best one we've ever tried. Whenever you go to register and choose your plan, use the discount code EarCandy to get a whole month of podcasting with them absolutely free. No strings attached except
it.
for the fact that we get paid.
We might subscribe.
Yeah, in fact, if you use it using our discount code, we will subscribe, which
Yep.
might not mean a lot, but yeah. And so we're
All
almost
right.
out intro music, so I'll see y'all later.
Bye, y'all.
Toodaloo.